What's up, YouTube? I see some people have some fun with up here. Let's see if they bite.
Morning.
What's up? How you guys doing?
Good. How are you? Great. How are you?
Oh, were you here because of the Planned Parenthoods there?
Yes, we are.
You know they don't do abortions there, right?
Pardon me?
You know they don't do abortions there. Right?
They send them to Jacksonville.
No, there's still a place close by they send them to.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Just around the corner.
Right.
Yeah. And then over off of, was it 16? 16.
Do you think it's fair to call it baby? Do you think it's fair to call them babies? Huh?
What are they?
Well, it's not a baby till it's born, right? So before then it's a zygote or a fetus, right?
Well, we all have stages of life.
Right.
Just like a tree has stages.
Right. And
you know?
so
But it's that potential for a tree. It's that potential for a baby.
well, technically you can scratch your nose and turn those cells into something that can be something. So that's.
So really, do you value life though, even though you might not agree with our stand?
I do value life, but I think an actual life is more important than a potential. So if someone doesn't want to go through it, they don't want to endure that, they shouldn't have to. But on the same token, I think a lot of value is given to women in their choice, where men should be given the same choice. If they don't want to partake, they shouldn't have to pay for it. So that's the same side. I think it should be equality for both, you know. I don't think we're short on humans, so I don't think we need to.
Really?
No, we're definitely not short on humans.
Oh.
We got plenty of people around. It keeps going up.
Well, I'm thankful my mother gave life.
Okay, well, if she didn't, you wouldn't be here and it wouldn't matter, right?
That's right.
All right.
So did your parents. They gave life.
Yeah, but if they didn't, I wouldn't be here. It wouldn't matter. So it's no big deal. Right? I'm glad I'm alive. That doesn't mean that everyone should be forced to carry a baby just because I'm happy I'm alive, right?
So, what do you consider wrong?
What's that?
What do you consider wrong?
What do I consider what?
Wrong.
Wrong? What do you mean?
What in this world is wrong?
I'm sorry, I don't understand.
It's a basic question. Name one thing that you think is wrong to do.
Wrong to do.
Yes.
It's a very vague question.
No, for you, for anyone.
For what?
Name one thing that is wrong in this world that should not be happening.
Okay. Men's rights should not be ignored so much. How about that?
I agree.
All right.
Men's responsibilities should not be ignored so much.
What's that?
Men's responsibilities.
What responsibilities? What do you mean?
The responsibility for any child they father should not be ignored.
Yeah, well, men.
So what else is wrong?
Men
Name
don't.
another thing that's wrong. Abuse to
Well,
children.
no. I mean, this is a good topic right here. I mean, men don't decide to have children; they don't get pregnant. So.
They don't decide.
No, they don't. They have no choice in the matter, right?
Really?
They know.
Really?
Not at all. Not at all.
Not at all.
Not
No choice.
zero choice.
No.
Yes.
Well, I
Because the woman decides that, right? She decides whether she gets pregnant, whether she carries it to term, whether she keeps it, right?
So men have no choice.
They have no choice. That's what's wrong. That's a major thing. I mean, I'm actually glad the Roe versus Wade challenge is happening. Not that I want abortion rights to go away. I want to keep them, but hopefully it sparks a debate where people talk about. I think it's starting to. People talk about men being overlooked.
I'm completely confused.
What's that?
I'm completely confused that you as an intelligent being
Yes.
cannot say that men have no part
No.
in conception.
Right. Well, no, not at all. I mean,
They don't?
not at all. Not at all. I mean, after sex, it's whatever sperm was given is the woman's property. So just the doctor says it's all her decision. Right?
Well, I'm not going to change your mind. I just tell you.
Well, you could if you were reasonable and logical.
Well, I am reasonable.
Oh, you are?
Because men don't have to have sex.
We don't have to have sex. Well,
And they know the options they know that there's a great possibility that they're going to be fathering a child. So I don't want to debate you.
But women can have sex and not worry about having children, right? So, but men have no choice. So is that fair?
Well, I don't really want to debate you.
Okay.
I think
It's a good choice.
enjoy the debate.
That's a good choice.
And I enjoy taking a stand for life.
Well, it's good talking to you guys. Well, one of you anyways. So what does this mean? Love is a choice.
It's a decision every day to
What's
choose
that?
to love. It's a decision we can make every day.
Okay.
To love. So
You can love yourself and love your life and choose not to have a child because you're not ready. That's a form of love, right? You're choosing to love yourself in your life, right?
You can choose.
Okay.
In that way, I think sometimes people make a choice not to get pregnant. So I think that would be a better choice than choosing to end a life. But, yeah.
Well, life's been going on for millions or billions of years, and it's an ongoing process. So, I mean, people have women have women have periods every month, and that egg gets flushed away. That was the potential of life, right? And you guys seem to like to draw the line right at conception for some reason.
I mean, biologically speaking, that's when there's a unique human being.
Well, it's a potential human being. Just like when it was just an egg, it's a potential human being. But you chose right at conception for some reason, right?
Yeah, with an egg, that's a part.
Sure.
But you can't
Sure.
be a whole human being.
Well, you're not a whole even when you're conceived because there's so much more developing needs to go on.
Exactly, development.
Right.
But it's the beginning of...
No, the beginning of development started when the egg came. The egg's ready to develop. It's sitting there waiting to be developed.
The egg
You're drawing the line at the
and-
conception.
Yes, because an egg cannot be a whole person.
And a conceived, an egg that's a conception.
Fertilized.
A conception can't become anything without the woman.
Without them.
Right. So, same thing, right?
I don't think exactly. I think the egg can be a part, right? And then you need sperm to be a part.
Right. But then it's just two parts together, right?
Yeah, two parts together.
Right.
And then they can make or develop.
Right.
And that's,
Right.
I say conception.
But
because-
why is it? But that doesn't explain why it should be important to do a conception. Like, why does it matter then?
Oh, okay. So I think it matters because when
Okay.
an egg is fertilized,
Okay.
that cell, we all, like you, me, every person, start.
No.
Just
You're using the word start, but it started before then with the egg and the sperm.
with the egg and the sperm coming
Right.
together. Yes.
No, it started before the conception.
Start before.
They both were existing living things. Just because they were separate, that's when it started. When you made the egg and when you made the sperm, that's when it started. You're trying to say when they meet together, they start, but
A
no.
person. A
No.
person.
They're still potential people. So you could actually make an argument that you should have never, having your period every month is murder. Or jacking off, a guy jacking off is murder. Because those are potentials that are now nothing.
No, because they could potentially come together, but
Right. And because they haven't, that the potential is lost.
the potential
Is lost.
lost.
Exactly. So you can start there start using the word start right there, right?
No, because it's not
No?
a unique human.
Oh, I don't see what that unique thing has to do with anything. They've just
or
joined.
genetic. So, just like if you maybe cut your arm, for example, right?
Oh, I don't
So
need an
some-
analogy. I understand
okay.
all the points here.
Oh, okay.
I don't need an analogy.
Okay. Yeah, so I guess I'm not quite following, or I don't quite agree
Okay.
with your premise that there's potential.
Is a person's life and what they want to do, shouldn't that be more important than a potential human being? Isn't an actual human being's life more important than a potential?
I think all human beings' lives are important.
So you don't think an actual is more important than the potential? Like their decisions, what they want, is more important than a potential?
I think how you're defining potential
Right.
is where I disagree with.
Well, it's not potential unless it forms, and it forms without problems, and it gets, it's born. It's always the potential until then, right? We don't know if it's actually going to survive the development.
So are you saying when someone might have a miscarriage?
People have miscarriages, lots of weird things happen. People have Down syndrome and they abort it because they don't want to deal with that the rest of their life. Like, I would never raise a kid with Down syndrome. Like, I would not want that.
You wouldn't want that.
Yeah.
So you're making a judgment then on the value of someone's
Sure.
life.
Sure we are.
Okay, so
right.
I'm saying, in my opinion,
okay,
all life.
Okay, so you're trying to impose your opinion and get others to agree with your opinion. You want your opinion to be the law. Like, if you had your way, you'd be like, there'd be no abortion.
Yes, if I had my way, there would be no abortion.
Okay. It's your right to think that. I mean,
and I guess
there's lots of kids that need care right now that are actually born that need help. So why would we be concerned about potential instead of the actual ones that are here that need help? Right? I mean, we're not low in human beings, right? We have more than enough human beings on the planet. So why should we push for more when we already have a lot that need help?
I'm not trying to push for more or say people need to.
But telling them not to abort, you want more kids.
I'm saying it's a decision. It's
okay.
A choice
Well, of course it's a decision. Yeah.
Right. It's a choice to not abort. I'm not saying.
What's wrong with aborting?
Because you're killing a human.
It's a potential human, right? It's not really. It's just a clump of cells, right? It's a zygote before 3 months, right? And so it's just a clump of cells. Why is that such a big thing?
Because it's genetically different. Like, it's different from anyone else.
What does that matter?
I think because if we don't stand up for life.
For what?
For life.
For life.
For life.
But life is still here. We're still all alive.
We're not all alive. If people are aborting babies, then that baby is not.
Right, but that person who aborted it, their life is better for doing that, in their opinion. Just like you have an opinion of the value of the baby, their opinion of their life and how they want it to go is important to them, and it should be valued, should it not?
It should be valued.
Well, then doesn't that trump a potential?
No.
No? Not in your eyes?
No,
okay.
Not in my eyes.
All right. That's cool.
Yeah.
You can have that opinion, that's fine.
Thank you. And I do like coming out here because sometimes I get to have interesting discussions. And I think in general, a lot of times people can silo between or with other people who...
Let me ask you this. Are you religious?
I am, personally.
Why did I know that?
How did you know that?
How did I know that?
Yeah.
Did you notice that the only people who are like... I think there's a super small minority of people who are not religious who are anti-abortion. But most of them are religious. So you have this idea that there's some sort of, spiritual thing to it.
To people.
Right.
Yeah.
But if you didn't believe that, I wonder if you would really give a shit. If you got rid of the God idea and all that Jesus, heaven, hell stuff that we pulled out of our ass, if you got rid of that, would you still be against abortion? Hard thing to answer, I understand, but
yes, I guess
you have to.
By the biology, because I studied biology, I think I would.
You think you would?
Yes.
But when you think about abortion, being against abortion, religious reasons come to your mind. So when I ask you that question, they probably still do, but you're trying to ignore them and see how you come about it non-religiously. Is that what you did?
I think for me, yes, religion is a part.
Right.
Also separate than that is just the genetic aspect. So even when you're talking about potential as eggs or sperm, genetically, that's still from the person that it came from, whether it's the woman who made the egg or the man.
Yeah, but they're still unique,
they're
ready to join.
They're halves.
Doesn't matter whether they're half or not. I mean, you say, oh, you try to dismiss it by saying it's half. It's part of that person. But then you say it joins, it becomes like you're just moving the scale up a little bit. You're just, that's all you're doing.
When it joins, that's actually
Why is
not pull the mom, it's not pull the dad. It's those chromosomes have come together.
But it's a parasite that needs to keep existing in a woman.
Okay, yeah. So it cannot exist.
Exactly. And it's her body.
That same thing.
It's her body,
it's
though.
within her body.
If she doesn't want this parasite in her anymore, she can get rid of it, and that's okay.
So I would disagree with that statement a bit.
You don't like that word parasite, do you?
No. Parasite just means it's getting all of its help, its sustenance.
Sure.
So yes, if you want to use parasite, that's fine. But I would disagree with saying it's her body because
it's not her body.
It's within her body.
Exactly, and it depends on her body.
It does depend on her body.
And if she doesn't want to deal with that because of all the changes it makes and what kind of cramp it would put on her style and her life, then she should be able to say, flush it, and let's carry on. What's wrong with that? That's loving yourself and your life, which is preaching your sign there. Love is a choice. She's choosing to love her life as it is and not fuck it up.
Okay, so your whole premise is basically saying that my life, how I want it, I'm the supreme. I want to put my needs, my comforts.
Exactly.
I can see that point.
Okay.
I don't think it's the right choice, though. I'm saying.
Well, it is the right choice if the person feels it is, right? I mean, you're here with your opinion, what you think is right. They're with their opinion. How can your opinion be more right?
Well, that's just asking if there's essentially a moral truth.
If there's a what?
If there is like an essential truth or a moral truth, like if there's something that's always good or something.
Well, now we go back to your religion, which has no basis in reality.
No, not just religion. I would say philosophy.
Yeah, I don't bother with that too much.
Oh, okay. What's your name?
It's not realistic. Ted.
I think I saw you before, but I didn't really get to speak with you.
Yeah,
that's interesting. So, from your point of view, do you think abortion should be available limitlessly? Or?
I think not only should abortion, and I'm glad this Roe versus Wade thing happened. I don't want it to go away. I think it should be available always because science has given women the ability to choose when to be a parent and when not to be a parent. My big thing on this, and I'm glad, like I said, I'm glad this whole thing happened, Roe versus Wade, because it's starting to spark some discussion online, a lot of discussion, and that discussion is about the lack of men's rights. Men get shit on. So
what do you think about men's rights? Then,
well, we have no reproductive rights.
You have no
we don't decide when to be a father. It's forced on us just for having sex. And sex is not consent to have children. But yet, if the woman has sex, it becomes her body. She does what she wants to. If she wants to have it, say, hey, I had a kid. It was with your sperm. Oh, sorry, it wasn't with your consent. Oh, well, you could pay me anyways. And then the guy is sought after. He is put in jail for not paying. His life is utterly destroyed just for having sex. And that's something that is starting to be discussed online now, that the whole Roe versus Wade thing is happening. Because now we're all struggling to, women's rights. Like, whoa, hold on a second. What about us? When do we get to be a parent? So my solution to this would be to have child support be optional, be an opt-in process. How that happens, I have no idea. But it should be opt-in, and if you didn't opt in, if she didn't get consent to have a baby with your sperm, then you should not be financially responsible for it in the eyes of the law. And so that would not only give men their lives and stop destroying men's lives, I bet you it'll cut down on the births happening, because now she can't get the child support.
I have a couple questions on that line of thought.
Sure.
One is, I'm not sure if you're aware, a lot of times it is on the woman to decide if she's going to take birth control or what form of birth control she's going to use.
If I can add to that, pregnancy happens to the woman. So everything that happens to your body in the state you put your body in is 100% your responsibility. Pregnancy happens to the female, therefore it is 100% her responsibility.
But is it the choice to come together? I know, I'm not talking about people who are raped or something, but I mean...
I understand that.
Like, if
But-
people are having sexual intercourse,
She needs to take care of her responsibility, which is 100% pregnancy. Pregnancy is her responsibility, not the man's. He can assist by wearing a condom. She can choose not to have sex unless he does. She can enforce these things, but it would be her responsibility to look out for it. And that's why men shouldn't have to pay for that, because it's her decision to do that. If she didn't get consent to have a baby with his sperm, he should not have to pay, because responsibility can only be given if you have choice. That's where responsibility is from, right? Because I can't have responsibility for something if I never chose to be in that situation in the first place.
But you chose to have sex.
Right, but sex is not consent to have children. So it's not consent to have children at all. It's just sex.
Possibility
Yes.
of having a child
That is true.
always, or
But
not
that-
always present,
but
but it
that-
could
but it-
potentially happen if you have sex.
Yes, but it's because of her choices. He's not consenting to have children. He's just consenting to have sex. If it was consent to have children, then she would have no rights to abort, to leave it on the steps of a fire department, which she can do, to give it away to adoption without letting them know what she can do. She can do a lot of things. So by saying, okay, you're fucked, but the woman can get out of it real easy, is quite unfair. Don't you feel? I mean, if women can go around and have sex without worrying about getting pregnant, why can't the man go around and not worry about having a child? Shouldn't it be even?
So there was actually a potential birth control option for men.
Yes, but that's remember, pregnancy is 100% woman's responsibility.
No, it's not. It's
Yes,
two
it is.
people coming
No, it's not.
together.
No, it's your body. It's a state of your body. You're responsible for the state that you put your body in.
Well, you, as men, you all are completely 100%, unless you have fertility issues, 100% able to produce.
Yeah, but we can't get pregnant.
You cannot get pregnant.
Right.
The woman can only get pregnant
Right.
a fraction of the time. Guys
Right.
are always.
So she should be careful with her responsibility of pregnancy. What she does.
See, I don't.
This aggravates me, because it is completely your responsibility. But women try to find ways to pawn off their accountability and responsibility to other people. Like, it's your body, your responsibility, but you try to find ways to be like, no, you did put it in, even though I really wanted it, and I think that I can just ignore me and just look at you. Let's do that. No, it's unfair. I just slipped and fell on your cock. My bad. I don't know. It's you.
No. I'm not saying it's all guys. I'm sorry if it came across that way. No, I'm trying to say there are it too. But I think the issue is for some people, and maybe I don't want to speak for you, but it sounds like to me you're saying it's the woman's job to decide what's happening.
Yes.
Okay.
It's her body.
Yeah. So pregnancy, I know only women can get pregnant.
Yeah.
I get that.
Right.
But the woman didn't get pregnant by herself.
Right.
So
It doesn't matter how she got the sperm. It doesn't matter what she did to get it. She changed the state of her body in her actions. It is her body, her responsibility. It doesn't matter where she went to get it. She could have gotten at a store from a guy. It doesn't matter. It's still her body. Right? Just like, if I can use an analogy just to help with my point. I don't use analogies for argument because I think they're really bad. But just to help with the point, if you go out and you go to the store and you buy some liquor at the liquor store, and you drink it and you go driving and you kill some people, should you be able to go back to the liquor store guy and be like, oh, he actually sold me it? So he should pay half my bills at the medical and pay half my car. I think that's a good analogy. You may not think so, but I think it is. So I just think that, you're the one who went out drinking and driving. You're the one that actually can get pregnant. You shouldn't do those things unless you're prepared, unless you're on proper birth control, unless you have a plan. You're not going to get pregnant. Or you actually want the child.
The guy also have that.
He can help her with her responsibility. But he's just assisting her to make sure she doesn't get pregnant. It's still her responsibility. And that comes into play when it's an actual relationship, not just a one-night stand, right? So if you're having one-night stands, it's fuck it. It's like, whatever, it's her, not my problem, it's her problem.
And I guess that's definitely a cultural shift. I think with that mindset of just one-night stands are not really being in a relationship, that's an issue, like,
Yeah.
kind of.
Yeah. Oh, that happens all the time.
But
I mean,
yeah,
we're in the
it's,
hookup culture, are we not?
Yeah, no, we are. So, I think it is definitely tough. It's tough. Mm-hmm. I don't like it just being placed on a woman because she can carry the baby. But I understand what you're talking about, and people making decisions.
If lasers shot out of my eye, whenever I hiccuped, and it doesn't happen to women, should I make sure I don't hiccup? I mean, is it my responsibility to make sure I don't fry anyone with my eyes? I mean, it shouldn't happen to me, right?
Would you like water?
Oh, no, I'm okay. Thank you.
No, thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, so I guess if that's something uncontrollable, in general, you're not just going to lay on someone or fall on
every time I
someone.
fart, lasers come out of my eye. That's better. So I got to find ways to not fart. If it's an audible fart, lasers come out of my eyes, and I fry somebody, it's my fault because lasers only happen in the male body. I can't be like, oh well, you fed me, you cooked me some food, and you cooked me the beans and made me fart. It's your fault too. Like, no, it's your body. You're frying people with your eyeballs. Stop your farting. I can feed you all the beans I want to. You shouldn't have to eat my beans. You ate my beans, and you're cooking people outside. I mean, come on. Right?
That is a bit extreme.
Okay, well, it's still a good analogy. I think it's a fair analogy.
Oh, I'm Ted. You make me laugh. Yeah, I guess
We should have a test baby, see how it goes. What do you think?
I am not ready for a test baby.
Just kidding.
Maybe you could have a test baby.
I'm just kidding, dear. Just kidding. I'm not having a test baby with this rando.
Is this for your YouTube channel or something? Or podcast? Oh. No. Okay. Yeah. Interesting points. Sometimes I disagree with people, and that's cool.
I've always hated that. I've always hated the agree to disagree. I've always hated that.
Why? Because you think everyone needs to agree?
I think that there's a road that's more scientifically founded than others. Like, I don't know if you knew who Sam Harris is, but he wrote a book about morals and the science behind morals. And you should really look it up.
Do you know what it's called?
Morality. Just look for Sam Harris Morals book. And I forget the title of it.
Okay, no
but you can find online very easy, Google search. And he talks about how, we have lots of different cultures. They do things differently. And a lot of people are trying to say, well, that's just their culture, we can't judge them. But he says that there's science behind our ability to judge other cultures. There's actually a good scientific foundation to be able to judge them and say that really is wrong or that really is better. So
do you believe there's an absolute right?
No, not an absolute, because there's no absolute.
No absolute.
There's no absolute.
So no absolute truth.
Not at all. No. Okay. Truth is just a degree to which a statement corresponds to reality, right? And reality is that which is directly perceived or indirectly ascertained via the proper use of reason. So whether something is true or not depends on how well it's reflected in reality. A lot of people like to say, there's a God or something, but they don't have a clue what a God is or anything like that. So that statement that there's a God is not a truthful statement because it can't show to be true. They don't even know what they're talking about. So it's not whether it's absolute or not, it's whether it can be shown to the reasonable person. Good evidence.
Good evidence. I will look up that book.
Yeah, Sam Harris, he actually has other good books too. You like him. He's a very smart guy. I met him once. Once. Yeah, very, very warm guy. Okay. I was in Los Angeles and I went to a debate or a talk at some Jewish center when I was living there, and he was doing a talk or a debate with Christopher Hitchens, who's now dead from cancer, but that guy was pretty
probably met the tall guy in the blue.
Yeah,
his name is Matthew.
Something like that. Yeah, he made an absurd claim last time we were hanging out. What did he say? He said, I think he used the word nothing. something about something from nothing or whatever. And I told them we have no idea what nothing is because we don't. We have no clue what nothing is. And then he goes, well, it's a vacuum. A vacuum is nothing. There's nothing. I'm like, no, you still have particles, different particles in a vacuum. They're still existing. So us humans have no idea what nothing is. But he insisted he was right. And I'm like, I gave him my information, like, we'll talk about it sometime. We'll do more in depth. Never fucking contacted me.
He would probably like to call you.
He's already gone up against me and he got cream.
Let's see. I think he would be more than willing to chat.
Oh, excuse me.
You're excused, ma'am.
You get a new ride? That's
Yeah, this thing's all tricked out.
Handsome. Wow. Good to see you.
It goes 50.
How you been?
Been all right?
Good. I'm glad to hear that.
Yeah.
I haven't heard from you. What's up? Huh? You're afraid to have that vacuum conversation?
Do you drink coffee?
Huh?
Do you drink coffee?
By what?
Do you drink coffee?
Yep, I just had one.
Nice. I will call you. Let's go out for coffee, man. I still have your card. I apologize.
Okay.
Forgive me. Yes.
Okay, yeah. I'll forgive you this one time.
I told you.
Yeah, he's like this in person. Then he doesn't fucking call.
It has been a few months.
Yeah, see that?
Okay.
See? Okay, you usually wait a few months before you... Say you want to talk to a guy. You wait a few months before calling him? Oh, he's fucking gone by then, right?
Hey.
All right, then.
Hey.
Same thing.
Hey, what's that ring on your finger? That's pretty cool.
Star Trek.
Star Trek?
Yeah.
You like Star Trek?
No, that's why I wear a ring.
Here's your sign.
Yeah, this is the USS Federation
Which
right
one's
there.
your favorite? The original? Next Generation? Voyager?
They're all pretty good. I started on the original.
Is it?
Yeah.
So you just my friend Brianna, she just ran the Boston Marathon. That's amazing.
Yeah, people run marathons.
I haven't. I have you. I mean, I run a half marathon.
Do you rhyme?
What?
Do you rhyme?
I do a bare minimum, and I have a workout stuff at home, so
Okay.
I keep in shape. I look younger than I actually am.
How old are you?
I'm old as fuck. I'm like twice your age.
Well, how old am I?
Like 24, 23. You're 30? You're older than 30?
Yes.
Jesus Christ. Black don't crack. It's just
Hey, yes.
it's the glasses. I can't see the Oh, okay. You're like 55.
Yes.
Like
There we go. You got it.
No, it's all there.
Yeah. So. Good deal.
No, I'm 49.
Okay.
When's your birthday?
It's past.
Take
It's
out
gone.
my
It's
coffee.
already passed.
No, the next one.
It's too late. I'll let you know.
Okay, cool. That'd be a great coffee opportunity, you know?
I don't think so. But
Hey, how are you? Good morning.
so has Jesus been back yet? I'm still waiting for that fucker.
No.
No. God damn it. He's always late.
Right on time.
Always right on time. Always this timing.
Where is he at then?
Work's not done yet.
Oh yes. That must be the reason.
His timing and our timing are always different. Just because we think it should happen now doesn't mean it should.
Right.
It's always in his
That
hands.
always makes sense.
Ted, let's be nice with your words. I'll see you later.
Peace. So I'm going to go off on a limb here, and I'm going to think that if you guys weren't religious, you probably wouldn't be here with this message.
No.
If you didn't believe in the God and stuff like that.
No.
No, it's actually 100% correct.
regardless if I believe in God or not, I still believe
So
that
that's
every
a-
baby has a chance to live.
Well,
Every baby life matters.
It's a great
Because it's
point.
a gift.
It's a great
like I was telling her, you can't really use the word baby
Why?
until it's born. It's not a baby until it's born.
Why, when the mother has to nurture it in the womb,
Right.
has to provide
It's a zygote.
appropriate.
It's a
I know the
zygote.
medical terms.
Then
I
that's
was in
the correct-
school. I know the medical terms.
So when something has
So-
a heartbeat,
Hold on.
Right.
The thing is, the mother still has to mother it even in the womb because she
Okay.
has to make sure to
Right.
take care of herself and her body
Right.
to take care of the baby.
What does that do then?
She still has to make sure. So it is still a human being.
It's a potential. It's a potential
Why do you
human
have to care for something?
It's a
Why do you have to
potential.
care for something if it's not a human?
Well, it's a potential human. Right?
Why do you care for something if it doesn't matter? Why do you care for something even before it's born if it doesn't matter?
Well, your body does it for you. You don't really. That's why you choose not to.
The body doesn't do it on its own.
Sure
You still
it does.
have to give yourself the right nutrients. The body doesn't
Unless
give
you don't want
itself.
it, then you go abort it. And you don't. You
It's
still eat
own-
the way you want to, right?
And to me, that's just people that don't want to be accountable for their actions. They don't want to hold
Right.
responsibility.
Well, they
for
have
being
they have a
promiscuous.
certain life they want to live,
so let me ask
and
you.
they
So
there
they're
should be
being
a-
selfish.
So let me ask you.
An actual life is more important than a potential.
Not to
She's
me.
already here.
Any life.
So let
She's
me
already
ask
there.
you a question.
It doesn't matter. Any life. Dude, do you realize I'm not supposed to be here today?
So?
My mom had the adoption,
Right.
or had the option to abort me.
Okay.
I should have not even made it to
Okay.
birth
But you are. But you're here. So what's the point?
because you don't know who's going to come out of that womb
So
and what
if
effect
you weren't
they
born,
could
you
have
wouldn't be
on
here,
life.
and we wouldn't be having a conversation. So does it matter?
Because I believe I'm here to have an effect
So let me ask
Well,
you.
that's-
on things around
wrong.
me
No.
for positive.
Let me ask you.
Well, it's good to be positive unless it's
Okay.
delusional.
Let me ask you a question.
Sure.
So here's the thing. Talking about legal law, not God's law. Talking about man's law, right? So it's hypocritical.
Which is all we have, right?
It's hypocritical.
What's hypocritical?
Our law.
What's that?
Okay. So if there's no God, right, and there's no
Right.
moral compass, everything.
I don't
goes.
even know what a God is, but
Right.
okay.
Okay. So say everything's legal then. There's no moral compass. It means if I wanted to do
Morals
something,
are decided by society.
really.
Yep.
No, it's born innate.
Where-
As a child,
where
you
does that come
already
from?
have a sense of right and wrong.
Where
as
does
a
even the
child.
concept or the system of law come from?
Mankind.
Had to get it from somewhere.
Exactly.
Ourselves.
Where does that knowledge come from?
Ourselves. We
It-
develop, and it's refined over time. Our ethics and morality get better over time. Yep.
So in our law, if I shoot a pregnant woman, it's considered a double homicide.
Okay.
2 lives.
Lives.
Charged for double murder.
Okay. What's your point?
But if somebody walks in here and has an abortion, it's not considered
Well,
murder.
you can
So what's the
Whoa,
difference
whoa,
you
whoa.
can make the argument that
What's the difference
that
between each of those unborn lives?
that's just people deciding laws. And you can also make the argument that, well, she expected to have it and then she didn't have it. It's different than expecting to get rid of it and it being gone. So it's really up to her
But that
decision.
doesn't take away from the fact that the law says that is a living, breathing human.
That's just people making laws. So what? A lot of weird
It's a
laws by
hypocritical
religious people
law.
are on the books.
So I can just do whatever I want, make up my own laws, and we don't have to follow the laws?
I never said that.
Not
I never said that. I don't know where you're getting that
So
from.
I'm not allowed to shoot at somebody because it's law, but if I do, it's a double murder. But if
Right.
he walks in there, it's not considered murder.
Right. And I
That's
just responded to that.
hypocritical.
No, I just responded
That's
to that.
hypocrisy at its
I just
very definition.
I just responded to that. I just responded to it. I don't know why you're bringing it up again. You should go off of my response, not restate what you said.
Well, what I'm saying is law and truth.
What?
I said what I'm saying is law and truth. I'm going off of the law of the
Right,
land.
and I responded to that. So if you want to continue the conversation, you go off of my points that I made in response to it, not restate your original point.
Well, what you responded to is you said that she was expecting to have
Yes,
a child.
that's pretty much a definition
Every
right
woman
there.
is expecting to have a child.
No,
It's in the womb.
no. A
That's an expectancy to have a
no,
child.
a lot of women don't want to have children.
Then if you don't want to have a kid, then don't
keep your
don't
legs
have
closed.
keep your legs closed.
Well, she can, and she can have an abortion if she needs to,
do you mean she can?
or she can give it away to adoption, or leave it steps of the fire department, something like that.
Right, I agree 100%.
So it's her decision.
So there's other
That's the
options.
difference between going into an abortion clinic, which is not here,
I know
and
it's down there.
yeah. So why are you guys down there? Why are you in front of here?
Because this place encourages
Okay.
to go down there.
Right.
The one in Jacksonville does it.
The what?
The one in Jacksonville does abortions.
Okay.
So you don't think
Why is it your? Why do you care whether someone decides to do it or not?
because it's murder.
No, it's not murder. See, this is the same reason why you're using the word baby and you're using the word murder. You're using these words to have an emotional impact. It's not a baby yet, and it's not murder because it's lawful.
It is.
Murder,
It
by
is.
definition, is unlawful action,
see, the
What do you
thing
unlawful
is-
define a
killing.
baby then? What do you define as a baby?
A fetus that's been born. That is the actual definition of a
That's where
baby.
you're getting your medical stuff because it's only a fetus when it's in the womb.
Right.
It is a baby once it comes out, but
Right.
it is only
I
a
just
fetus
said
in the
once
womb.
it's born, it goes from fetus to baby.
No.
Yes, that's the
That's-
definition.
no.
That's the definition of
That's-
baby.
They say after 18 days it's considered a baby
No,
because the heart is
The
beating.
thing
no,
is,
it's a zygote until 3 months. 3 months is a fetus. A fetus until term, until you have it, until you give
those
it,
are
then it's
medical
a baby.
terms, but to me,
But
it
anything
is
is,
still a
your use of
living
murder
thing
is
with-
just an emotional attempt to grab onto people and say it's murder. It's an extreme emotional word, but it's not murder because it's not unlawful. You should use the word killing, not murder. If you wanted to be honest, if you cared about the truth and being honest, you would not use the word murder.
And to
I
go back to
understand
your
what you're saying because
question-
in wartime, killing is okay, murder is not.
There you go.
Even in God's law, because
So-
God killed.
So to go,
I don't even know what a God is, man.
So to go back to your question of why do we care,
Yeah.
it kind of goes back to what I was talking about before about you don't know who's going to be born. I care because that baby that gets aborted could have been the next Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart.
We'll make more. We're not
But
short
not-
of people.
But the thing is,
we're not
what
short
you
of
don't
people.
get is not every woman can make babies. Not
So
every
what?
woman has that option.
Okay, and we have plenty of people. Obviously, we have enough around because we got plenty of people.
But then they make the adoption process a living hell.
Well, there are lots of kids
For
living in
women.
foster care and shelters that need a lot of help. Maybe you
have
should
babies.
direct your attention towards that instead of
So
this.
the point is, you never know who is going to be born. Or
Right,
who
so
isn't going to
what
have
does
a
it matter?
chance at life.
So what?
It could be the next
Big deal.
president of the United States.
Big deal.
It could be the next...
That's not a reason to inconvenience someone's life who doesn't want to go through that.
So why do you?
And
so why
that
do you
is
have-
where I have an issue because that's just people wanting to be irresponsible.
Nope, it's about being responsible for their life. They can't probably care for it. They don't want to have it. They'll wait till
Then
next
they
time.
need to keep their legs closed.
They're not going to.
Let me go back to the murder kill issue.
Yeah.
So murder and killing, obviously you distinct between the two, and I do too. So why do you think, so something that's innocent hasn't done anything wrong,
Irrelevant.
irrelevant. So
Really?
you go home and
Really
chop up
innocent
cats,
is-
that's cool. You go home and chop up dogs or human beings, that's
Really?
cool.
Now you're obfuscating.
No, it's the same
Hurting,
thing.
hurting
Same thing.
innocence
You know what happens when they
is
do? You know what
irrelevant?
they do when they do an abortion?
What's your point?
They go in there and
Wow.
they slit the neck and they cut out the pieces and pull it out live.
Okay.
And sometimes the anesthetic doesn't even work,
So-
so it's feeling
And they
all
can feel
that pain.
Okay.
That's no
It's
different than
very
you
short-lived.
pain.
That
It don't matter.
doesn't matter. That's
Short-lived,
no different than you going
it's
home. That's
done.
no different than you going home, picking up one of these girls and chopping them up and throwing them in
So
the
then you're
freezer.
against circumcision, which is male genital mutilation as well.
No, that is
Oh
not.
no, because that's a
is-
lot of pain. And in fact, they did brain scans that show that babies who get that done, their brain scan never goes back to the way it originally was.
Right.
And you lose a lot of sensitive skin that's very important for the penis. And there's no pros, it's all cons. So that's a lot of pain. But yet you want to talk about the pain of an abortion, but not the pain that a lot of babies are still going through. It should be illegal to mutilate male babies.
Okay, well, going on that, that's painful, but then
Yeah.
you still don't agree with this. If you're against that, then this should even be way far up the list.
No.
More than that.
No, just a clump of cells. Just a clump of cells.
You know.
Just, I've got quite a few abortions on my belt from women I've been with. It's no big deal. Well,
Big deal.
I think too.
It's a big deal.
Not anymore. They're living their lives. Everything's great.
So you think there's nothing?
I know
happening
someone
in
who
this world?
had 2 abortions. They're just fine.
Yeah.
the life still goes on. The planet still
They may seem
revolves.
fine, but they're
They are
probably
fine.
mentally
nope.
looking back at it.
She is very good.
So when you pass through the door of death, what do you think happens?
The door of what?
Death. What do you think happens?
A door of death. I don't know what that means.
When
Door
you
of death.
die,
When you die.
What about
When
when I
this
die?
body's gone, when you are no longer breathing in this world,
Okay, if I'm no longer alive, then I'm dead. So what's your question?
physically,
what happens after
What do
that?
you mean physically? What does that mean?
there's a physical death and there's a spiritual
I don't
death.
know what a spiritual is.
You got spirit, body, and mind.
I don't know what the spirit is. What is that?
The spirit?
Yeah.
That's your soul.
What is a soul?
That's what makes you
Your
you.
soul is
How do you know
what
that?
makes you.
Well, what does that even mean? How does it make me me? I think my brain makes me me. Like the stem going down here in the middle of the brain is what makes me me.
That's your mind.
No, that's my brain.
Mind,
Your mind
body,
is
and
a working
spirit.
brain.
You're 3 in 1. Mind,
Your-
body, and spirit. You're talking about
Your
just
mind,
your mind.
your mind is a word.
You're talking about consciousness.
The mind is a word given to is given to a working brain.
Correct.
Right.
So where does life come from?
What do you mean? Where does life come from?
How did you even get here?
How does that? What is it? How is that relevant?
How did you
Why is that
exist?
relevant?
It's very relevant.
How? Why? Why do I need to know that?
Why wouldn't you want to know that?
Well, I'd love to know it, but why would I need to in order to have this conversation?
Just a question.
Okay. Well, I don't see the relevancy of it.
Ask yourself,
I mean, why are
You were trying to tell me what a spirit is, or soul, or something like that, and I have no idea.
Soul is
What
3
is that?
parts: mind, body, and spirit.
Okay, what is that? What is a spirit? What is a soul? I don't know what that is.
Your soul,
What is that?
it's who you are in the supernatural.
Okay, you've said that already. The supernatural. What is supernatural? Supernatural means above and beyond the natural world. So
Yeah.
I don't understand what that means.
Okay, you got heaven and hell.
I don't know
Good
what
and
those
evil.
are. I don't know.
you're not
What
going
those
to get
are.
through just doing all spiritual.
Well, you asked what the soul is.
Right.
The soul is where everything
Do you
dwells.
have
gonna
anything
get
scientific to back that up, or is it just
Absolutely, 100%.
what is that? What is that?
Go look it up.
Look what up?
Look up. When a body dies,
Okay.
when you leave this earth,
Yes.
okay?
Leave the earth.
Scientifically proven.
Pretty sure I'm.
When you leave this earth,
Yes.
your weight matter, your
That
body
just means
mass,
I took a shit.
No. No.
You know you defecate when you die, right?
Not talking about that.
You
This is
lose.
scientifically
You lose
proven.
matter.
Not talking about peeing on yourself. Not about pooping on yourself. I'm talking about the insignificant
They have proven
amount,
separate from
or
all
a
of
significant
that.
amount. It's a very
Okay.
small
What makes you
number.
think it's a soul?
When you
What does it
breathe
even mean?
out your last breath, there is a completely different weight change.
Okay.
So explain
That
to me
is
when
No,
someone takes the last breath.
No. You're the one that said it's a soul. You need to explain to me why I should attribute that to a soul. And you still have to tell me what a soul is. You can't tell me what it isn't.
Matthew, what's a soul?
No. Oh no! Don't defer to him. You're the one that made the assertion. Don't
assuming
try to
You
get
have a
help.
better definition.
Oh
John,
man,
he's assuming you're deflecting, and that's
I'm
not.
not
What?
deflecting. I'm not deflecting.
you're defeated.
No.
Have you read the informed argument?
You don't have to ask me questions. If you're going to carry on from his
No, I'm not
thing,
gonna jump
then
on
just
that
okay. Well, then
I would say-
he's not going to help you. So
Okay, that's fine.
I mean, we're done. Okay.
So, no, it's not. Mind, body, and soul. It's 3 parts.
Okay. I don't. You've said that already.
All right. Well,
you can't
you know,
repeat yourself and
you're-
think that you're getting somewhere.
No, what I'm trying to get to you is
Yes.
you're talking about you're in your mind. You say your mind is your consciousness. Right? Your
What?
mind is. You say you're all wrapped up in your mind. That we're a conscious being.
Mind is a working brain. Yes.
It's a working brain.
Yes.
Right?
Right.
Where did that come from?
My parents had sex, and out I came.
And out you came.
Right.
Right? So, when that all get together, how did
Yeah.
that miraculously happen?
What do you mean? How do I have to teach you biology? Like I don't understand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I already
If
know.
you want to learn how babies are made, you can Google that.
Yeah. But there still has to be a spark that
I don't
makes
know what that
happen.
means. I don't know what you mean by sparks or.
Spark of life.
We
There
have
has to
the
be
bicycles
something.
coming up behind you.
Do you see how difficult it is to try to answer questions when you have no scientific basis for what you believe in?
There has to be
There is
something that
scientific.
happens.
You
in
said
the
that,
room
and you tried to
that gives-
refer to some weight thing that had nothing to do with tell me what a soul is.
I'm just telling you that it exists.
Okay, that
Because
doesn't mean
there's
that has
a weight.
anything to do with this soul thing you're talking about, which you still have not defined. Not only do we not know what a soul is, I don't know what a God is. He talks about that as well. So
Yeah, okay. The soul is different compartments of your heart.
how do you know that?
Huh?
How do you know that?
How do I know that?
Yes.
Because I've experienced it.
What is it? What is it made of? Like
What is it made of?
Yes.
It's made up of you.
that doesn't tell me anything.
Okay.
If you have nothing scientific, you have nothing scientific. You can't just use words. So you can't use word salad to define something. I have to know what you're talking about. Like, if you tell me there's a God, I'd ask you what a God is, and you start giving me words that don't mean anything.
Yeah, that's easy. God is love.
We already have love. Why do we need to call it God?
We're talking about where it came from.
I don't know where it came from. It's inside of us. We share it with other people.
There's only two theories: created, or like we just are here.
We have to do cause and effect.
You know,
cause and effect.
So if you have like the Big Bang theory, you have all these different scientific theories.
Right. And if we don't know, we should be. It's okay to say you don't know.
I understand that.
Okay, then.
But I believe in the Creator theory.
Right, but you have nothing to show that exists. That's real.
Yeah, dude.
Like what?
For example, every time science tries to disprove
No,
there is no God.
No, you have to show there is a God. Don't worry about what science is trying. Science doesn't care about a God because there's nothing to show that there is a God.
But what I'm trying to tell you, the more science tries to disprove that there's
science
no
doesn't
God,
care about a God because
yeah,
one
do.
doesn't show it exists. No, we don't. We have no idea what it is.
Don't watch Case for Christ.
Okay.
It's about an atheist journalist who's well known, very popular, very famous journalist that was out to prove his theory, and in doing so and talking to the medical field, the ex-scientist community, going and looking at all the actual documents, scientific
He's now
documents.
a Christian, right?
Yes.
Yeah, well, everyone's born an atheist. Newsflash.
No, they're not.
Yes, they are.
No, they're not.
Do you even know what an atheist is?
I 100% do.
Okay, then tell me what an atheist is.
Atheist is somebody that doesn't believe in any God.
There you go. That's what babies are. Babies are not capable of belief, therefore they are atheists. Everyone starts off you were born an atheist until your parents indoctrinated you or you were brainwashed or something of that nature. If a God actually showed to exist, we would have evidence of it.
No, but see, you're putting identity and label on something.
How so?
Because we're born with free will.
No, I don't think so. I don't see how we are. No.
How are you not born with free will?
What makes you think we have free will?
I know we have free will.
How?
We didn't have free will. Is allowing you to sit here and talk
your free will is allowing you to sit here, breathe, and believe what you want and do what you want.
Right, but I didn't do anything else, and I can't go back in time, so I can't show this free will.
You're not a robot. It's not that you don't have a choice.
Free will means
choice is free will.
Also, your free will, you got to pick your own clothes. Free will means you get to go to the grocery store and pick your own groceries.
No, it just means I have freedom to do as I wish.
Right.
That is free will.
But not free will.
Free will. You're born with free will.
No, if I did those things, I couldn't have done anything else. After I do them, I couldn't have done anything else.
What do you mean?
But it's still free will.
Me being here, I couldn't have gone away. I didn't have I don't have the ability to go. Right, I don't have a choice because I'm here now. Yeah. So I don't have free will because I can only do one thing, and I stay here and talk.
But either way,
so how do you
still made that choice to
My parents had sex.
Of your own volition.
What?
But either way, you still made the choice to do this of your own volition.
Sure.
No one forced you.
Sure, but it doesn't mean I have free will.
So your parents had sex, right?
That's right.
Why'd they do that?
Because they like sex.
No, because they
did
love.
a lot.
They had their
What's that?
will.
They had love. They made a choice.
Well, you don't know
free
that.
Will.
They could have not been in love. You don't know that. People have sex without being in love all the time.
No, I don't believe that.
What?
I don't believe that.
You don't think people have sex without being in love?
No.
Are you kidding me?
It's a hidden thing.
What? So you think all the women I've slept with, I love them all?
And in one way or the other.
Wow. Maybe I love their booty, but not
well, you
them.
love something.
There you go. All right. Well, then I love the curves. There you go. But
love.
not them as a person.
So you made a choice.
I've had sex with women I didn't really like at all.
Okay. And why is that?
Because they look good.
Right. They look good, right?
Yes.
But what's driving that? But what's driving that?
Hormones, my friend. Lots of active hormones.
What drives hormones?
What?
What drives hormones?
Okay, do you have a point you're trying to ask these questions?
You have a choice to whether you do or don't.
Okay.
You have a choice to act.
You have a choice to discipline and not do that or do that.
Okay. I still don't know what a God or spirit or soul is. I still don't know what any of these things are. But you said God's easy, but we didn't get anywhere with that.
Your soul is what gives you your personality. Your likes,
no,
your dislikes,
you can say it's responsible for things, but my brain does that. Why should I think a soul does that? What is a soul? What does that even tell me? Is that just another word for brain? Because if it is, then there is a soul.
Your soul is also what drives your emotions.
No, that's the brain. That's the brain doing that.
But what is making those neurons fire in the brain to tell your body?
Well, you'd have to study how brains work to get that answer. You know?
Wrong.
Yeah.
Let's go with that. So right and wrong. Where
Sure.
does that come from? Where does that moral compass come from?
I told you before, people. We've created that. We decide what that is.
Then you're not an atheist.
How so?
You're your own God.
No.
Yes.
Well, how are you defining God then? If it's someone who's capable of making decisions, then I guess we're all gods.
Well, if you think it's okay to kill me, and you don't think
Why
it's
would I
evil,
think it would be okay to kill you?
Well, because that may be your belief of what evil and good is, or bad
Okay.
and good.
Okay,
right?
but your morality and ethics are based on some sort of scientific foundation. So,
Scientific?
yeah, you should really Google Sam Harris. He wrote a book on morality.
So then you're your own God. You're making all your own.
Okay, if I'm a god, then great. Then I'm a person who can make decisions. I'm a god. Great. So then everyone is a god. So what's the point of that? If God could be anybody, like what's the point?
Here's the thing. See, I don't believe that I am God.
You don't think you're God?
No.
But you said I am. So I'm a god and you're not?
Because in your world right now.
In my
you
world? We all live in the same world.
No.
In your own mind.
In your own mind.
Okay.
In your own thought process. In your own belief system.
Okay.
And what you think right now, you don't believe in heaven or hell. You
Right.
don't believe in
I have
God
no
or
reason to
Satan,
think
you don't
to believe in
in
either of
this or
those.
that,
That's correct.
right? So the only other choice is you're your own God.
No, maybe I just don't believe in a God. Because if a God is something that created everything, and I don't believe in that, some sort of intelligent thing that created everything, and I don't believe in that, then I don't believe in God, right?
Oh, you don't believe in that God.
You know, there's a lot of gods you don't believe in. I just take it one step further, and I do without your God as well. You're an atheist referring to all the other religions out there. I just take it one God further, and I don't do yours either.
So why don't you?
You're almost an atheist.
No.
Almost an atheist. If you just got rid of this last God you're on, you'd be good.
I won't ever get rid of it.
Well,
Much has happened in my personal life.
Well, personal lives are not, good evidences of any kind of a God, or even tells us what it is. So,
Because I used to do my own thing too. So I have an experience.
okay,
You know anything about the Bible at all?
I've read it once.
Read it
I
once.
don't really care for it. It condones slavery. It's just a shitty book.
You know who?
God kills a lot of babies. It's just a bad book.
You know who Paul is?
Yeah, I knew Paul was. Yeah.
Saul. You know he was Saul before he was Paul, correct?
But just tell me what you're going to say instead of asking questions. It's very annoying.
For Paul was Paul. He was Saul. Thought he was 100% correct in what he was doing.
Okay.
He was a man known in his time. He knew the scriptures. He was a Pharisee of Pharisees, which means.
What's your point? Can you just get to the point?
I'm getting it.
Okay.
Okay. He knew the law, but he went persecuting Christians. He went killing them, beating them, persecuting them. Thought he was 100% correct in doing it.
Okay.
Okay. Then one day on the road to Damascus, he had a vision. He had a miraculous thing
vision.
happen.
Okay.
God audibly spoke to him.
How do we know God ever talked to him?
Blinded him
How do we know God did any of those things
because there were witnesses.
that are said so in the Bible? Why should we believe the Bible says about
There's
witnesses?
written documentation on scrolls,
In the Bible.
on scrolls from people of that time.
Okay.
Just like law.
Okay.
Just like our law. How does our law exist? Because they're written laws by people in authority that wrote it down
What scrolls
for
are those?
other people to study.
What scrolls are those?
All the doctrine scrolls. All where our Bible is written from. There's 26,000 actual written cartridges.
We don't even know who wrote it. And it was written well after the fact.
It was written during the fact.
No.
Yes.
No.
When you talk about the accounts of Jesus Christ, those were actual written accounts when he was here. The gospel was written when he was here, when he died, and after he was here. Yes, it was.
There is absolutely no person alive during Jesus' supposed lifetime ever wrote about it. We have no reason to think Jesus even existed.
Yeah, he did.
There's two.
Okay, then define to me why we have BC and AD. You even know what the difference
What is
is?
that? How does that prove that there's a
BC
Jesus?
is before Christ. AD is after
How does that
death.
How does that show Jesus existed?
Because even in the timeline, our very timeline shifted from before Christ to after death.
Okay, how does that show Jesus existed?
Because after death means when Jesus went to the cross.
Why
BC
should we?
equals
Why
the cross.
does that show that Jesus existed? You're
There's
not
a
answering the
guy, a
question.
historian. It wasn't a Christian. His name
Yeah.
was Josephus. It's in the
Josephus,
history.
and it was an interpolation into his work. It's false. He was alive after Jesus supposedly lived, not during.
Before.
No, Josephus existed after Jesus supposedly existed.
No.
And it was an interpolation.
He would have no reason to claim
It
that
doesn't
Jesus
matter. It was an
existed.
interpolation.
He wasn't even a Christian.
Do you know what the word interpolation means? It means he didn't write it. Scholars agree it was not written by him. Even if it was after Jesus supposedly lived. Josephus wasn't alive during Jesus' time. You should Google it.
But
I
Matthew,
don't
Mark,
believe
Luke, and
anything
John
on Google,
were.
Okay?
Those were just names ascribed to the Bible. Those weren't actual people.
Scribes, they were people.
No.
Get away from
Matthew
Google.
wasn't-
They lie all the time.
Oh,
Matthew-
okay. And your ancient Bible that was written with some truth and a
No,
lot of
go
fiction
research
is
it.
actually more believable, right?
Matthew-
Than the information age that we have online. in Google.
Matthew was a tax collector.
No, these were just names ascribed to the Bible. And a Bible was edited over time, too. So, by
Different versions.
well,
But if you go to the Greek and Hebrew, which is the original translations of the text that I'm talking
and you
about,
don't know who the authors are. You don't know who the authors are.
See, you're actually...
Nobody knows who the authors are.
you
of the
could
Bible.
be an author. If you
Yeah,
learn
that's
Greek
true.
and Hebrew and then you go and look at the
Uh-huh.
original text, then you're translating what was already said or spoken
Okay.
at the time.
Okay. Why do you believe the Bible says?
Huh?
Why do you believe what the Bible says?
Because I know it to be true.
How?
How?
Yeah.
Because of what God has shown me.
How do you know God is showing you anything?
I know He's shown me.
How can you show that God is showing you anything to another person?
Another person.
Yes. What's your
I'm
scientific
still
evidence?
here.
What's your scientific evidence that you can show?
I'm still here.
How does that have anything to do with it?
What
Because
he's getting.
without God, I wouldn't
How can you show that?
Now we're back to
How
free
can you
will.
show that?
Now we're back to
You
free
can't
will.
show
my
that.
leg.
No, no.
I was going
whatever.
to have my leg amputated,
That's not
but
what
it was
he's talking about.
miraculous.
There's a lot of people who are amputated who don't get their legs back,
Right.
and people pray for them.
Right.
So maybe why doesn't God heal amputees?
That's
That's a good question.
Yeah, it's
not
a good
everything
question.
is to be known.
Oh, look at that! God is mysterious.
But what were we talking about before? Oh, back to this.
How do we know what the Bible is?
Yeah.
What is the proof?
Yeah, I don't know if I was accurate in the things that you believe in. Like you believe there's a God. I don't even know what it is. What is a God anyway?
What is a God?
Yeah.
God is love.
Okay,
God-
there we
God
go
is
again.
a
You've already
father.
said that.
I'm going to tell you what God is. God is a
Tell
he.
me.
God is a he.
Is
It's
it
the
he?
triune
He's got a
God.
penis?
I believe in
He
the
has a
triune
penis?
God.
A big godly penis?
Maybe.
Okay.
Maybe not.
I'm just checking. Because you said it's a male. So
Character. Yeah, it's a he. You know, he takes on the form of that, but I think it's more of our understanding for authority.
what?
Of authority. He. You know,
Okay.
a lot of things in our life.
Okay.
There are a lot of
No,
males
what
who are
is it
charged.
though? I don't. You say it's a male gender, but what is it? What is it made of? Where does it live? How do we know about it?
God is a spiritual,
He's a spiritual
being
being.
that created all
Again,
of
we don't know what a
life.
spiritual being is. Do you have any evidence of any spiritual being anywhere? What is that?
Yeah.
What is a spiritual being? Show
Angels,
me.
demons.
Why should we believe those things exist?
I was about to say, if he doesn't believe in God, is a
Why would I
spiritual
believe in
being,
angels or
why would
demons,
he-
dude? What is that? Those are
why
fiction.
They're not fiction. They're your
Oh
fiction,
my
not
God!
my fiction.
All right, the scientific community has no information in those things.
Really?
That's correct.
You see things that can't be explained.
If I can explain them, I'm not going to be so stupid to say, well, then it must be a god or a demon or an angel. That's just ignorance. That's the ignorance fallacy.
Really?
Yes. If you don't know what something is,
You just said
don't
that
say that you therefore know what it
You
is.
just said
If you
good
don't
and
know
evil.
what it is, then say, I don't know
I
what
do
it is.
know what it is. I know.
Well,
I know.
You
I
can't
know.
show it.
I know.
I'm still waiting to hear what a god is.
Well, some things have to be taken in faith.
Careful, buddy.
But
I don't know what that is.
I'm not worried about it. It's
Okay.
God's creation.
Yeah, okay.
We have all authority
okay.
over that.
Okay, so everything's creation?
Everything's created.
Okay, so
yes.
nothing's natural.
No.
How do we tell the difference between natural and unnatural? We can't, right?
Natural is anything that we see with our eyes.
Okay.
Physically see.
Okay. Then there's a lot of things we can't see with our eyes, right?
100%.
Okay.
And also natural is things that exist that have not been made by man.
And that's a great point. Certain UV light, certain things you can't see by the naked eye, right?
But until you can show what this God is and show how you know it exists, then you can't say, well, because we don't see it, it might exist. Because no one should believe that.
But now you're being a Thomas.
And
what?
also,
Doubting
if you-
Thomas.
Also, if you want to go on that,
No, I go by what shows to exist. That's what I care about.
Right.
That's what everyone should be doing. Nobody should believe in a God or Jesus or heaven and hell unless these things show to exist.
And
Until they do, and if we should not believe in
And
it.
it's every person's choice to whether it exists
Yes.
or not.
Well, no, because
Yes.
belief is not a choice.
Yes, it is.
Not at all.
Free will.
No, belief is not a conscious decision.
You can't tell me what I
Belief
choose to
is-
believe or understand.
Well, I'm not. I'm telling you that belief is based on your level of education. It's done subconsciously. You can't decide to believe in Tinkerbell today and tomorrow decide not to believe in Tinkerbell. It's not a conscious decision. It's based on how well educated you are. Your brain does it
Some
unconsciously.
decisions are that.
and also,
All
if
beliefs
you
are like
wanna-
that.
If you want to go off the premise of, well, I can see it and this and that, then
Detect
how
it.
about the wind?
I,
We can't see
I'd
the
break
wind,
out a
but we
barometer.
know it's there,
Ma'am,
right?
I would break out a barometer, okay?
You can feel it, right?
Right. Right.
Well,
And
for
I can break
me,
out a barometer and test it.
Can you see the wind?
You can't see it.
What is testing them? There's a lot of things
Well,
we
when
can't
that
see
tree
that we can
moves,
detect.
You can't see wind, but when that tree's moving
I
and you
can
feel it,
tangibly
you
How
know
does
it's
this?
there.
Okay, so you're trying to say God exists because we can't see wind? Is that your rationale?
No, what I'm trying to say is I know he exists because just like I can feel the wind
No.
to know it's there,
No.
I can feel God.
We have evidences to show the wind is there. We can pull out a barometer, which you failed to actually comment on. We have no barometer for a God. We don't even know what it is.
Yeah, we do.
barometers myself.
Sure, we
Okay.
do have
No.
a barometer for God.
What is that?
I feel
You.
Oh
his
gosh,
presence.
you guys are so bad at this. I can't even tell you. You're so bad at this.
That's your opinion.
That's your.
No, I think anyone would agree. You guys really, you never know how to handle this conversation. Nobody does. It's always done very poorly. One day, religion is going to become as offensive and inappropriate as racism.
It was already offensive and inappropriate 2,000 years ago when Christ walked
No,
the world.
religion's
brought a
been around
different
for a
message.
long time. Religion's been around for a long time, but it's slowly becoming unacceptable. And it's going to become as bad as racism eventually.
You know what you're doing right now? You're preaching exactly what's in the Bible. You're agreeing with the Word.
Really?
Right now. Yeah,
Okay.
if you actually read it.
Okay.
If you actually read the end.
Okay.
It said, blessed are those who are persecuted in my name. That's Scripture.
So, why should I care about that?
You're just telling me what I already know to
Okay.
be true.
Okay.
Just like what you were
You
thinking
still don't know what a
happened.
God is. You can't tell me what it is. So it's just a bunch of bull BS stories, right?
It's not. God is a being that stands outside of time
Oh.
and space.
What do we know of that stands outside of time and space? What
God,
other things?
period.
Okay. So you have no idea what you're talking about.
He was not created.
Okay. How do you know?
He's always been.
How do you know?
Always
How do you
will
know
be.
I wasn't created?
Huh?
Everything we know of had to come from somewhere, right?
Exactly.
Why couldn't where did your God come from?
That's the only thing.
Ah, see?
Because he's God.
Oh gosh, here we go.
Because he's God.
This is what you resort to.
He's only God.
This is what
okay,
you resort
explain
to.
to me how the world came to
I
be.
shouldn't. I don't have to. I don't have
You're
to.
just talking about scientific
You're the
proof
one that
and
says
everything.
you
No,
know
no, no.
things.
You're talking about
You're the one who
scientific
says
proof.
you know things.
Talking about scientific proof.
Right.
You're saying, prove to me this.
Right.
Prove to me where the world
I
came
didn't
from.
say I didn't say I had that information.
Okay.
I don't need to have that information. You're the one with the assertions, not me. The person with the positive assertions has a burden of proof. I'm just saying I don't know, and it's okay to say I don't know. But you don't want to say I don't know. You want to say God did it.
I don't know everything. I know
You don't
enough.
you don't even know what you presume to know.
I do.
Yeah, well,
I know God is real.
you can't
I
tell me
know
what it
there's
is.
heaven and hell.
You don't even know what those places
I know
are.
people have a choice. Yeah, I do. I've seen them.
No,
We know, but we know that our explanations aren't going to be
Aren't
acceptable.
You're not
it
going to believe
sucks
what I say
balls.
right now.
your explanation sucks
If I told
balls.
you I had a supernatural
So that's why
experience,
we're
you'd
not
laugh at me.
saying. That's why we're not saying how we know they
Right.
exist because we know
Right,
that you're not
because
going to
you have
accept
no
them.
good scientific evidence to show that you're correct. It's loony. Well, it's good to hear what you have to say. And that's it.
I hope you take something away from this.
Oh, well, I always take everything away from. I always take something away from every
That's good.
discussion I have.
That's very good. And it's a pleasure
I
to
just
meet
hope you should go read some Sam Harris, Richard Dawkins, Christopher Hitchens. Those people are good for you.
You should go read Case for Christ.
Yeah,
Watch
I've read
the
it.
movie.
It's not that great.
You already seen it?
There's no. It's just more word salad. You know, when I ask you what a God is, it's the same word salad everywhere. it's always the same. Because belief in God is delusional, it's not real. So you have to back it up with word salad because you can't back it up with science.
So I'm gonna pray for you to have a
All right,
supernatural
you're gonna talk to
experience.
yourself.
Just a quick
You're gonna talk to
question.
yourself, pretending to talk to your God.
So just a quick
While you
question.
pray for
I'm
me,
declaring
I will
that you're gonna be
think
a
for
Paul
you.
one day.
I will think for you.
So
You're a
just
Saul right now, and you're gonna be a Paul one day.
Okay,
So
buddy.
just a quick question. You're about the brain and the brain working and firing.
Yeah,
What
we all have
started
brains,
that
lady.
process in you?
What?
What started that process in you?
My
What
parents had
started
sex. Did I
that
answer that already? Parents had sex.
But in the womb, after that, what started your brain in the womb?
If you want to know
to
how
work?
biology works, you should probably Google that. But maybe you're like her and you don't believe in Google, so I don't know what to tell you.
No, I like Google.
Okay.
Google helps me out a lot.
Okay. All right, guys. Obviously, I'm not getting anywhere with you guys, so thanks for the conversation. I'm gonna go say
Have
bye
a
to my
blessed
friend
day.
here. I'm an atheist. Thanks. Tore the motherfuckers up. Tore the motherfuckers up. Made them all my bitches.
See you next time.
See you later. Alright, guys. That was kind of a long one. I had to actually change my battery in the middle of doing that. So I wonder if they caught on that, I wonder if that's a camera. I tried to be really slick about it. Like, I'm like my conversation. I was like, just slyly changing my battery. I just had my glasses on, so I would look down below the glass ridge here, and I'd be like, I'd be pressing the buttons to get it started, and while I'm listening and responding. So it was I think I was very slick about it. They didn't seem to catch on. I'm sure if I was holding the camera up there, they would not be that talkative. Unfortunately, I talked into the thing once during that girl, so I shouldn't have done that. So she realized that it's a fucking camera. Whatever. But, yeah, I think the most important things to me, like, everyone has important things that they want to talk about and explore and stuff like that. I think two of the most important things to me are the demise of religion and men's rights, right? Like, religion needs to die and men need to need proper rights. That's my two most important things that I think are pretty much on my mind. Who knows? I'm actually thinking of doing small segments on my channel for, I don't know, tell me what you guys think, for how to handle people when you're in discussions with them. Like, if I give like little 5 or 10 minute, maybe 5 minute little things, what to do during different situations, I don't know if you guys would actually find that informative or not. Like certain points, certain ways when like people approach you, like how you handle different things they say and how to best handle it. Like, I'm thinking about doing that because I'm all trying to figure out how to make my channel better, and then I don't do anything to really. I don't really do anything. So I'm thinking maybe doing something like that. I'm not sure. I really have no help doing this. And I know that's no excuse. I know that I should be able to handle myself. Recently I saw how, like, Kevin Samuels, like how he got started and how poor it was in the beginning and how it got real good, and I'm just not putting in the effort. So I know I can do it by myself. I just need to do it. So I don't know. Tell me what you guys think about that. So anyways, I thought it was a good discussion. even though I was banging my head against the wall there with those people. But, it gave me a chance to talk about the lack of men's rights, which I think needs to be talked about more. I think it needs to be. I think we really need to emphasize the fact that men have no reproductive rights, and we shouldn't be forced into fatherhood, parenthood, even if it's just financially. And I think that's important. People just don't care about men and the plight of men and what we go through. So that's important. And then, of course, religion. Abortion's important. I want to keep abortion going. I don't want to get rid of it just because women can get rid of it and can get rid of their responsibility. I can't. Well, not responsibility. They can get rid of their responsibility, but I can't get rid of I can't stop them from imposing their responsibility on me. Even though I can't stop them from making me pay for their decisions due to the state of they put their body in, I'm not going to wish that they can't have abortions. I think they should still get abortions because quite often they wind up doing that and it saves a man from a bunch of crap. So I'm all for it. Not just for that reason, but it's a very strong reason. And then, of course, religion. Religion is just bad. And I meant that when I said that to the guy. I think religion one day will become as offensive and inappropriate as racism. And you ask me why. Because religion insults our intelligence. It demeans humankind. It tells us we have the answer when we don't. Right? It tells us how to live our life based on bad information. So, it's just bad. And there's a lot of other, it's the source of a lot of death and misery. And one day, right now people are still kind of stupid. I mean, the shift has not happened yet, but I think it's headed that way. I think we'll eventually see religion like that. It's going to take some time. That's all. We just entered the information age, So, people need to catch up. But tell me what you guys think of that. I didn't expect to get a film today. I was riding home after going for a ride down to the park, and I saw them far away, so I stopped behind a post and got out my camera and very slickly put my battery in and went over there and I started conversations. And I went down the line to maximize the value of the video. That lady, that black lady, was actually pretty fun to talk to. But I really don't think these people would take the stance of anti-abortion if they are, if they weren't religious. Like if they didn't believe in that God stuff, if they didn't think that, people have souls and they're so special. You're special to your soul. It's a soul. If they didn't have that, I really don't think they would give two shits about, what people believe, or what people will do with their bodies and the clump of cells. So, I don't know. Do I need to go to the store? I need orange juice. Yes. Alright guys, I'm going to peace out here and go inside, get some orange juice. And, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Leave some comments, subscribe, like, if you could send stuff like this to other people, that'd be great. I am going to make some sort of effort. I promise you to do something here. Thanks. Peace.